Sometimes we get so involved in trying to understand how a manifestation is going to come to pass. And other times we just go ahead and create the how. We don't go to the end. We just focus on what is going to unfold to get me there where I want to be. And maybe we do this because we want to believe that whatever we are imagining is possible. But today, I have a story for you that explains exactly why it's not such a good idea to get involved in the details. And I am also going to remind you of the easiest way to achieve something that right now may feel like impossible for you. So that's what we are talking about today. But before I get into it, hello everyone. My name is Elle, welcome to my channel, and let's get into today's topic. In the book, Your Faith is Your Fortune, Neville Goddard said that if you judge by appearances, you will continue to be enslaved by the evidence of your senses. This is a reminder to us to detach from the stories that are popping up in the 3D. The stories that may be telling you right now that you cannot get what you want, that it's impossible for you to achieve what you want, what you desire. But as Neville said, if you give importance to those stories, if you focus on them, then you are accepting that story for yourself and you are going to live by that. As you may already know, the easiest way to achieve whatever you desire, even if it feels impossible, or especially if it feels impossible for you right now, is to go to the end. The end is always where you begin, because in that end, everything that was a problem has already been overcome. You don't have to know how, you just have to know that your life is exactly the way that you expect it to be. This starts with one simple question. What is it that you want? What is your true desire? If you want to manifest a house, if you want to live in a certain house, for example, you don't have to focus on manifesting a lottery win to buy the house. Right now, this may be the most logical way for you to achieve your goal. Okay, so you are thinking, I have to create the how it's going to be possible for me to afford something. But this is not the thing. You just have to go to the end. In that example that I gave, you imagine yourself in the house that you want to live, and you feel as the person who owns that house. This is my house, it's my property. If you are feeling that whatever you want to manifest right now is impossible, it's because you're putting too much importance in your circumstances and you are feeling like they are stopping me from achieving something and they are extremely difficult to overcome. But when you go to the end, where you already have that house and you're living the life that you want to live, you have already overcome everything that was on your way. You have to hold on to that feeling, this is mine, and my life is amazing. So if your life is amazing, then there is no trouble for you anymore. Then the bad days are behind you. So as I said, there is a story that I would like to share with you that explains perfectly why we should not get involved in the details, why we should not create the how. And this is a story by Neville Goddard, and he shares this in the lecture Imagination Fulfills Itself. It's the story of a lady called Anne, and Anne was acquainted with the law of assumption. She had visited many lectures of Neville, and one day she was walking on the street and she saw a beautiful hat, and she decided that she would manifest it for herself. So that hat costed $17.50, and today it would be about $200, okay? So what she did was she used the principles she learned from Neville to use her imagination, and in her imagination she took that hat and put it on her head, and she would feel the hat while walking on the streets. She would not check on the windows or the reflection or in mirrors to see if the hat was there or how it looks like. No, she just would walk the knowing that the hat was there and that was her hat. So 10 days later, a friend called her and invited her for lunch. And as she arrived, that friend gifted her with the hat. Actually, the friend had bought the hat for herself, but then she changed her mind. She did not like the hat anymore, but she thought it would look amazing in her. And while sharing the story with Neville, she was very happy that she had the hat now. But she could not understand why God had not given her the money to buy the hat. Why had God sent her friend to deliver her manifestation to her? Neville asked her how much she would typically pay for a hat. And she said about $4 or $5. So she had never bought a hat that was that expensive, like $17 at the time. And later she also told him that she owed 2 weeks of rent. So Neville told her, if you had found a $100 bill on the floor, you would not have bought the hat. You would not. You would have paid your rent and you would have bought groceries. If you had found $1,000 on the floor, you would also not have bought the hat, because you are not used to purchasing such an expensive hat. So basically you would have thought about many different ways on how to spend that money, but you would not see the value of spending that money that you have on the hat. So he finished it up saying, God knows best with giving you what you desire. Now, whether you believe in God, the universe, your higher self, the message is the same. There is that bigger part of you that knows the blueprint, that knows everything. And it's going to find the faster and easiest way to get you where you want to be. So you thinking from your limitations, from your limiting beliefs, and saying, this is the only way that there is for me to achieve that, is not going to be the fastest way to where you want to be, okay? To achieving your desire. You are seeing life through your limits, through your limiting thinking, your limiting beliefs. And we all have limiting beliefs, okay? So that's why his advice was always go to the end. The end is where you begin. Because in the end, everything is already solved for you. How it's going to be solved? Allow that bigger part of you to take care of it. Because right now, you cannot see the forest for the trees, okay? So that's basically the idea. Focus on experiencing your desire rather than creating ways to achieve it. Life is going to lead you where you have to be, to the things you have to do to achieve what you want to have, okay? You have to trust in that. Your job is just to know what you want and to allow yourself to be led to it, or to allow it to come to you. You got this, guys. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to talk soon. Bye-bye.